All right, what is going on? Welcome to the Sunday wrap up. This is pretty much when we just chop it up every Sunday as well. If you guys are tuning in, I recap you guys on my week. You shoot me questions as well, and we just have a good old time, y'all. I just want a really chill vibe and stuff like that. For this weekly stream as well. And this week has been really, really good to me in terms of financially. Again, I had one of my highest weeks this week. I'm making more than I did with pharmacy with my new client. So it's kind of crazy how there's so many ups and downs with the market as well. I've been believe it or not, been reinvesting a lot of my money into different coaching programs. I hired a jiu-jitsu coach. I've been actually investing into my relationships again and stuff like that too, in terms of therapy and all. Well, I've always been doing therapy, but even just really taking out my really good friends out to eat and stuff like that. That's been a big game changer for me. I'm going to talk about it in a separate video as well. And then also this week last week I was interviewed by the LA Times, and I am actually, gonna be featured in there. I don't know what the article is gonna be. Could be a hit piece for all I know, but I don't think so. We did a really nice photo shoot at a local park in the SGV area where I'm staying at the moment. And honestly, for me, I've just been selling a lot of stuff on Facebook Marketplace. It's been really, really cool. Just doing that and been making a lot of money through that. Reinvesting some of that money and profits into new gear. So I actually have like a NTG3 now that I bought from JK. I have like a XLR type of thing as well. So anyways, if you guys are tuning in, make sure to drop a like while this is popping off. We got the boy Setting in the house. That's awesome, bro. Yeah, and I think in terms of YouTube algorithm, since I'm changing the name of the titles, maybe YouTube is trying to get a hold of like what I'm trying to do right now. And also honestly, I've been kind of slacking on the videos this week just because I'll be honest, I haven't been super focused on shooting YouTube videos at the moment. I've just been focusing on my financial life, honestly, which has really been paying off, and just taking a little bit of time for myself in terms of giving myself a little bit more space in terms of social media and all that sort of stuff. Because believe it or not, I am still going through like a major breakup and stuff like that too. And yeah, like that's a major thing. Whoa, you're on the news. Gotta plug the YouTubes. I did. I actually did plug in the YouTubes as well, which was really, really cool in terms of doing that. I plugged in my refugeehustle.com/links so people can actually follow me on my YouTube channel. Has all my links there. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to build a relationship with Reporter too as well, so that we can do future collaborations and all that as well. So that's some cool stuff that I never really got to do. Is it going to pay off financially? I have no idea, to be honest with you. It may or may not. But at the end of the day, I think it'll just really connect me to more cool people and all that as well. So there's a bit of that. So what I should probably do too is I should probably shoot a screenshot too, or a thumbnail for this video. And that's the cool thing about like airdrop, guys. I've been doing airdrop like as well. And I just learned how to use my camera as well. So I'm going to take a quick selfie. That is not what I want to do. I'll do this. Shoot that really quick. Hold on. Perfect. So I shot this thing. And what's really cool about Apple, I'm really loving, is I'm figuring out the power of airdrop and stuff like that too. I know I'm probably like really far behind, but really liking this airdrop as well. So we're doing that, and let's see if it actually loads on my download so I can upload a thumbnail. Thumbnails are really, really important, y'all, too. Like, I've been playing with more thumbnails. I actually, believe it or not, I haven't been super involved with like YouTube as much as I was. Like, I'm not as heavily as invested as before. So we are trying to send this via airdrop, and he keeps on saying waiting. Perfect. We got this dropped in, and let's take a look at the downloads where it's at. Where is it? Oh, here we go. And I'm also planning to invest in new more gear as well, like for my YouTube channel. So I sent out my old Mac Mini as well to my editor. What I want to do as well is like I want to upgrade my equipment to like the new M1 chips when the I want to upgrade my gear to the new M1 chips when they come out too. So that's something cool that I've been working on as well. So I don't know why I'm getting so few views right now. Maybe it's because I changed the title, but hey, it's all good right now. Or it could just be a weird day, if anything as well. So there's kind of that. But also like this week too, I've been really, this is something that I didn't really do as a 9 to 5, but I've been just celebrating my major wins. So recently I've been having a lot of $700 days, $800 days, $1,000 days. I even had one, almost not 2000. It wasn't quite 1900. It was 1890 or 1890.8 or something like that type of day. And that was all made in one day just through closing and all my other clients and stuff, not including the stuff I've been selling on Facebook Marketplace. So it's been really kind of cool seeing the revenue go up. I don't know if it's going to be forever, but like I said, I'm just doing my best right now in terms of keeping my mind sharp, staying grateful, staying in a positive state of mind, and also trying to find something that will encourage me to work a lot harder. So enjoying things like I've been treating myself out to small things like getting a massage once a week, or like treating out my friends like to a nice fancy dinner. Like I took my boy Jason, my old roommate too. We went to this place called Chosun in K-Town, which is pretty well known. It's pretty bougie. But basically through that we I think we spent like almost $250 or something like that. And I've been just not blowing a lot of money, but especially when you have like a 2K day, it's like really a drop in the bucket. And it really makes me really happy just being able to take my friends out to something nice, especially the ones who were ride or die for me when I wasn't feeling too hot, when I wasn't doing too well. So financially, I'm doing really well right now. I don't know if, like I said, it's going to be forever, but it just feels really kind of good that I'm making more money than I ever did in pharmacy at the moment. So yeah, people are out spending their stimulus, I bet. Yeah, perhaps, maybe. Yeah, dude, how much is this next stimulus? Is it like, I know it's like 1,400 or some amount of money, but here's the thing, man. Like people, I guarantee you, people who are spending their stimulus, they're probably going to spend it on like things like TVs or anything like that. They spend a lot of their money on liabilities, not assets. So it's just really, really interesting to see what people are going to be spending their stimulus on. Yeah, but there's a lot of people who are just like really struggling right now too in terms of finances, and I hope this helps a lot of people get out of the financial hole, even though it's not a lot. I don't even know how much this new stimulus is. I haven't really been keeping up with like all the news, the politics, and all that sort of stuff too. But quick question for y'all, like if you guys are spending your stimulus, like what are you guys going to spend it on as well? I haven't dined in at a restaurant in over like a year. Having high hopes for the rest of 2021. Yeah, I think like I've dined into some restaurants as well. It's kind of a weird, eerie feeling. There's some certain areas of California where there's dine-in at the moment. So for example, like the OC area, like in California, I believe you can do dine-in there. We had like I had one dine-in dinner with a friend. Actually, 2 dine-in dinners with friends down there. And then I also like even in like LA area, there's like outdoor dining and stuff, and I know that they're going to change certain things as well. So I don't know. Let me change a few things as well. I got to upload this freaking thumbnail really quick. And this is like one reason why I wish I had like a better computer too, so it would run faster. I can't wait till the new MacBooks like pop up later this year as well. I'm really excited for that, and I'm gonna change the title and see if it affects anything as well, because I put AMA. Maybe no one knows what AMA is, so I'm gonna delete that. And what I am also gonna do is change my thumbnail to a selfie type of thing. It's not super high quality though. That's the thing on iPhone. Let's do this. Yeah, my computer is struggling hardcore right now, and I think it's because I have a lot of tabs open too in terms of YouTube right now. So hold on for 1 second. Oh, man, this is so frustrating, especially when I'm streaming. Like, it has a lot of trouble like running multiple programs, maybe because my Zoom is on too and stuff like that. But let's go to downloads. Let's upload this, see how it goes. And let's change the playlist. Oh my god, this is so laggy right now as well. But I'm kind of curious. I mean, I've talked the first 10 minutes about what I've been up to as well. Kind of curious, what are some of your major wins this year or this week as well? Like I said, I was on LA Times doing a photo shoot. I was also like made really big wins at inbound closing this period too, which was really cool. I can't complain, man. Like, honestly, everything in my life is going really well, minus the whole relationship stuff that I'm going through as well. Like that is kind of taking a hit, but also at the same time, my like platonic relationships have been really, really solid, like super solid. I feel like I have really great friends all around me, and like I just love chopping up with old school friends and stuff like that too. So let me save this. You've tried different hustles over the years, including pharmacists. How did you find out which one was the right one for you? That's a great question, Michael. In terms of like figuring out the right hustle for you, I think part of it is like being able to identify, because there's different hustles for everyone, right? And it really depends like what kind of lifestyle that you want, right? Identifying that ideal lifestyle choice for yourself. For me, I really like people a lot, so I like more hands-on type of business models like coaching. I really like closing. I really like working out problems and going through that whole process of like diagnosing problems and trying to create game plans for people and just really impacting people too. So that's why I really like, something that really helped me out was like a strength finder as well. So saying that it really identified what I enjoy talking about, what I enjoy doing, including teaching, consulting, selling, things like that. I think that really helped me identify. And I was like, man, a lot of this is true. And it gave some context about like what I would be really good at and what I would really enjoy. Now, is strength finders 100%? Hell no, it's not 100%, but it gave me a really good idea of that. So when I tried different things like affiliate marketing didn't really check off the boxes for me. Like financially, yes, it kind of made more than pharmacy. Like I think the bare minimum for me is like 10K per month. Can it make over 10K per month for me? Like as a bare minimum, that's what the average pharmacist is making right now. Can I make over 10K per month? And as a business owner, you need to make more because you got paid in taxes as well. But let's call it 10K per month. That's like my financial thing. Does it allow for a location in independence? Because like I don't want to be tied to going to a pharmacy every single day or something like that. So that was another thing I thought about. Financial freedom in terms of not being able to be capped, right? In terms of my earning potential. Yes, I can get capped with closing at the same time, but that's why I have YouTube. So like I'm trying to think about these things, and whatever hustle that you're trying to figure, it doesn't have to hit all those things. And I think the relationship part is like, do I get to meet people? So if I were to recap, like one, do I have financial independence where I can be wherever I want and have my income be relatively scalable. Second thing, am I meeting cool people, learning cool things? Third thing is, am I using my strengths as well? And last thing I think is like more from both a physical and mental health thing. Do I have time to like work out and take care of my mental health as well? Because that is so key. And so when I looked into different business models like affiliate marketing, it didn't really check the box because I wasn't really truly helping people on like the individual level and stuff. I didn't feel like I was like growing people. But that's why I really like business models like coaching. I really like business models like closing and consulting. I really like business models like YouTube because it's scalable and I get to shoot content that is like a video asset that grows with time and all that. So that's kind of like how I identified what I wanted as well. So yeah, but you're like wondering, how do you know when it clicks? It's simple, man. Does it make you happy? Do you look forward to it? Like, especially when you first start out, you just ask yourself, do I look forward to doing what I do? And don't get me wrong, there's always ups and downs with every single business model with what you want. But that's natural and it should happen that way, honestly. Like, you're not going to feel great every single time you go in. Like for jiu-jitsu, I don't want to go jiu-jitsu all the time, but I know like if I don't have jiu-jitsu in my life, I really start to miss it. And I think that's a really, really great sign as well. So congrats on 13K, man. Appreciate it, bro. I think, am I at 13K subscribers? I think that's what you're referring to, by the way. With so many startups, how do you get yourself seen? Personal brand, honestly, like it's crazy, man. Like I'm not the expert on startups, by the way. Like I'm not even the expert on personal branding and stuff. I just shoot content that I want to shoot on this channel and I just document my journey more so recently as well. And so, yeah, I think like in terms of getting seen, getting involved with startups, like for me, one of the things that is really cool is just meeting a lot of cool people. And that's one reason why I've been able to kind of like, I meet really cool people. I get referred different opportunities and stuff. Not all opportunities are really great, but I think like having those relationships like is really solid and has been a game changer for especially me going out on my own and leaving pharmacy as well. By the way, for those 6 people I haven't, make sure to smash that like button. Would really appreciate it, y'all, and it'll get the algorithm kicking up. In terms of today's stream, it's been kind of slow. It's like, dude, usually I get like quite a bit of people really quickly, but I actually just changed the title, so hopefully that's gonna help a little bit more. But yeah, do you ever get worried when revenue is slow for a certain period of time? Sometimes I do. Like back a few months ago I did, but that's why it's important to have different revenue streams as well. So when, like right now, my closing fulfillment is really, really good right now. It's really high. Like I'm making a lot of money through it, but my consulting gig, I mean, we just lost one of our talent, like our main top star talent people for closing. And so that's taking a hit. But my YouTube channel is doing really, really well. We're making more ad money at this moment in time. So I'm reinvesting into a lot of the resources that we need in our business. Like I'm looking to hire a thumbnail designer. I'm looking for someone to do content maximizer for us. Like, so take one of our videos and kind of repurpose it into an article. Like those are some of the things I'm really focusing on this period as well. But that's why it's important to have, I don't want to say multiple streams of income. You don't need 10 billion streams of income, but I think like a solid 3, like it has me feeling pretty stable, honestly. So YouTube, closing agency, or closing fulfillment, consulting, and then I have coaching, which is another stream of income for me as well, which has been really good. And honestly, the coaching, it pays for all the software and stuff that I've invested in. It just basically pays for all that. And I just reinvested back in the business as well. So, it's been really, really good for me just to be involved in people's journey and stuff like that. But I'm also starting to get a good idea of who my services are for and who they aren't for. I think I might want to work with more experienced business owners so that I don't have to do so much covering the ground of like, hey, this is what an offer is. This is what high ticket sales is. It can be very exhausting sometimes doing coaching, but it's also very fulfilling at times too. Anyways, that's my long story short in terms of, do I get worried if revenue is slow? Sometimes it happens, but that's business. This is how you're able to have like $2,000 days like I did, and like $1,000 days. But I also have some $0 days. I actually have some like $300 or $500 days or whatever. Like this is like, or $130 days. I think like last week, if I were to break down how much I had a 1080, and this is all closing. This is one revenue stream. I had a 1080 day. I had a 130 day. I had a $0 day, a 130 day, almost a 2K day, and then I had like a like maybe a $600 or $700 day, and that was like Monday through Friday. And then that's not including my other stream. So it can show you how variable it is. And we're starting to ramp up our processes so that I can make even more money. But it's not about the money, guys. Like, it's really not about the money. It's like being able to help people. So I'm listening to people. I just bought this book called The Science of Getting Rich. I haven't read it yet, so I'm not sure if I would recommend it. And I've been listening to Charles Poliquin a lot and just looking at my anecdotal experience too. I think something that's really cool, especially about being in the entrepreneurial space, is being able to share the wealth with others, right? So basically, when I'm having a really great day, one of the things, I'll tell you some of the things I'm focusing on at the moment is like I'm focusing on supporting my friends and family with their businesses and services. Like I just hired my jiu-jitsu coach for $600 for this month, just to learn directly from him, but I also respect the relationship as well. So that's one purchase I made. Another purchase I made was a 500 mastermind program as well. So basically I paid $500 to learn how to build and extend more services for closing and business owners as well. So I did that as well. So I'm investing into that, but also like into my relationships. Like there were so many people that really helped me out this year. One of them was my really good friend, Jason. He was my former roommate. When my mom was getting surgery and stuff, he was there. He checked up on me. He was like, dude, how are you doing? Let's go out to dinner. I wasn't doing that well financially. And I thought about him. I was like, yo, what are you doing tonight? He's like, nothing. I was like, yo, let's go out to dinner. Let's enjoy something really nice. I vlogged it too, because I want to remind myself to share the wealth. And it makes me want to work harder for people too. And the last thing I want to do is reinvest into a charity or something like that, and take 10% of my profits and reinvest into that sort of stuff. Like, for example, there's this organization in the Philippines that Charles Poliquin was talking about, and he was talking about helping children and women who are getting like sex trafficked, right? And helping those people, helping organize, fundraise money for these raids to stop this madness and stuff, because I feel very strongly about like kids and stuff like that. And I kind of want to do something entrepreneurial related, but even like, I just want to make the world a better place. And when I can like tie my income to making the world a better place, it makes me want to work even harder, right? Like those days, we all have those days where we just don't want to do jack shit. But when I'm able to do this, like it just motivates me so much harder. So I had my first one or 2K week 2 weeks ago, and now it's like really it's exploded because I was celebrating with a really good friend. She was feeling very, very really overwhelmed with all her work. I was like, yo, let's just kick it, just relax for a bit and just celebrate for a little bit too. And I don't mind doing that as well. And in fact, I enjoy it a lot, because I realized like back when I was doing pharmacy, I felt so unmotivated to work more hours in the pharmacy, because all of it was going straight into my savings, investing, and all that. And all that is important, but there has to be more than just like, this is why people buy things like Rolexes and all that sort of stuff. They're trying to find that next level to treat themselves, to complete the reward pathway, to work harder, to do more. Because when you don't give back to yourself, it becomes like a grind. It becomes like a circle of things never getting better. Like things become really stale and boring, right? But when you identify those things that really important, that are important to you, for me, it's knowledge, gear. Like I love gear, like I'm a gear junkie, and then knowledge, gear, and relationships. Those are 3 things I invest in, and those are important for me. And by the way, for those 7 people who haven't, make sure to smash the like button too, as well. Brian says, hit the mudda like button. Thanks, Brian. How do you meet people during these times of social distancing? Do you have any tips for people who want to meet other people? Yeah, like Facebook groups, honestly, I just hit people up through there. And a lot of my friends are really good. They refer people to, like, they're like, hey, Kevin, you might get along with this person. Do you want me to connect you and stuff like that? And I just do cold outreach too, man. Like, especially like in the world of content these days, you can easily just hit up someone and just be like, hey, I really, really enjoyed your post about XYZ. It really meant a lot to me. And that's how I actually met some of my more recent friends in terms of that. And I thought that was really, really cool. Like, I met this other pharmacist. She's from Arizona. She messaged me, and we just chop it up. And we've built our relationship to this point where, like, dude, I call her up sometimes randomly, and we just chop it up and stuff like that too. She's not entrepreneurial related as well. She's not like really entrepreneurial, like focused, but she's more like really personal development focused and relationship based. And we just chop it up about like breakup recovery, therapy, things like that, mental health, like things like that. And that's the cool thing, is that you don't have to have a friend that covers all 3 things. Like, maybe you guys don't really chop it up over entrepreneurial endeavors and stuff like that. But the important thing is just to find like one common thing with someone that you just really click with. Like, in fact, a lot of my friends, I have quite a few friends who aren't entrepreneurial at all. But they're just really great people, and we still chop it up. We still get along. We have very similar values in terms of family. We just enjoy each other's company as well, believe it or not. Like, I would say a lot of my friends aren't entrepreneurial, but the ones that are entrepreneurial, it's a lot easier. I would have to say it's a lot easier to talk to sometimes, just because they understand the grind. I can talk about marketing funnels with them as well. And so, like, as I'm like reevaluating my relationships in my life, like, I just learned to appreciate all sorts of people, dude, like at the end of the day. So, that's kind of been what's happening these days. Respect the hustle, man. All the hard work will pay off in the future. Actually, you know what? All the hard work is paying off right now, man. Like, honestly, like, it's been really, really good financially. But again, like, I know in my romantic relationship life, I'm taking a major hit. I'm going through a lot of shit. That's why I bought a breakup course, and I'm going through that right now, because it's not easy going through any sort of breakup or any sort of loss. It sometimes honestly feels like a death, and it makes you feel fucking crazy sometimes, because if you guys were ever in a relationship, you guys might relate to this. But I was talking to my boy Ken about this yesterday, from Poriotics, and we were talking about like how sometimes like you just feel like you're in a dream, right? Like you care about this person, you have a certain perception of the relationship, and then it blindsides you. Like, maybe other people could see it, maybe like there were some warning signs, but regardless, you go through a breakup phase, and you're just like, man, was what I perceived this relationship to be actually true? Like, is this person who I really care about, was I wrong about the perception of what our relationship actually was? And it's really good food for thought, because sometimes you just feel like you're going crazy, because the truth is, you know what? It is, chances are, if it ended, the relationship wasn't like what you thought. That person that you were in love with or you cared about, they still might care about you and stuff like that, but it's not the relationship that what you thought was, right? That's not the reality. There was something deeper underlying that was an issue, or something was wrong. And I always try to remember that too, as well, with my previous relationship. Like, I care about my previous partner a lot, but what I also realized during this time of grief and mourning and stuff like that, because that's what it really is. Honestly, it's like a death of a relationship. I also realized too, like at the time I wasn't ready to put in the work and build a relationship, but now I am. And the expectation I have for any sort of relationship moving forward is looking for someone. Like an important quote I always try to remember is that great relationships, they aren't found, they're built, right? And if someone, regardless of what happened in the past or anything like that, we're going to create a great relationship, we both need to put work into it, as well. And if a person is no longer willing to put in the work, that's totally cool. But that relationship, like, we cannot continue that as well. And that's the one major thing I really realized through my most recent breakup too. And honestly, I was that person that didn't want to put in the work. But now, like, I think I want to start moving toward that path. And I don't know what a healthy coping mechanism, like, not saying I don't know what a healthy coping mechanism is, but I want to start building these essential skill sets and habits for healthy coping mechanisms as well, rather than just coping the way that I used to as a little kid, as a little 17-year-old as well, right? That's how I feel sometimes. Like, I feel like I'm that 17-year-old Kevin, 18-year-old Kevin, coping with my relationships and stuff. So there's that. Yeah. Speaking about meeting random people, how's Clubhouse going? I actually haven't really been on Clubhouse that much, to be honest with you. I mean, I get a lot of Clubhouse like invitations to talk about certain things, to follow certain people as well. But honestly, like, I haven't been super active on Clubhouse, to be honest with you. Not as active as when I first was there. It was really cool at first in terms of Clubhouse and doing all that sort of stuff and just connecting with people, chopping it up. I met a lot of cool people, but I've just been really focusing more on myself and not dicking around so much on Clubhouse. It's a great application, by the way. It's a great way to, maybe I'm missing out on a lot, but I'm just kind of going through the phase of Clubhouse burnout as well. Like, that's something that is really happening to me, and it's been kind of, I don't know, not tough, but it's like being on Clubhouse so much, like, you get kind of exhausted, kind of like Zoom exhaustion and stuff. And I really want, for me, like, more deeper conversations as well. I think that's something that's really important to me as well. So that's that. And by the way, for those 4 people who haven't, make sure to smash the like button. Would appreciate it, y'all, as well. So there's a little bit of that. Let's see. And thank you guys for moderating, Seton. Really appreciate it as well. And Brian too, if you guys are doing this. Yeah, but in terms of have your thoughts changed on crypto this year? I'm thinking about finally going full crypto, but was scared to do it before. My thoughts, I've always been an avid crypto investor, actually, believe it or not. Even I didn't really talk about it too much, but because, like, I'm not a guru in terms of investing in crypto. I know the basic principles of crypto, and I've invested into a bit. My portfolio has gone up quite a bit as well. But I'm thinking about, I have to rethink my finances more recently too, because I'm just thinking about, like, how I want to invest too. And investing as a small business, as a business owner, versus the smartest way to invest as a business owner versus like employee is very, very different as well, because the way that you're taxed is very different. And it's one of the reasons why I'm leaving California, because I'm thinking about, like, let's say if I'm taxed at the highest bracket, like 16%, which I'm like 16%. If I move to Nevada and declare my business under there, then I am essentially saving that money and going into my pocket. So even, let's say if I make 100K, that's not the bracket, but even if I make like 100K, and it's more complicated than that, but like, even if I do, like, that 16%, I could reinvest into like going to California or into my bank account or buying more assets. Like there's a lot more capital I can do, and I probably spend a lot better than what the government's doing right now. So yeah, like that's really important to me, and I think that it's gonna be really cool, like moving to Nevada and just starting anew. I really need it right now too because of the relationship stuff as well. I love my relationships back in LA and California, and not to say I won't be back out here. I'm probably going to travel like once a month to here because like my jujitsu coach is out here. I get to train at 10 Planet, like the headquarters. So I want to do all that sort of stuff when I'm as I'm going back and forth, but I'm probably going to keep all my gym memberships out here. Who knows? I might actually come back out here. Maybe I'll get an apartment, rent it as an office, and then fly back and forth as needed too. And I think that would be really, really cool. I feel you. I was on Clubhouse for a while and then stopped 3 weeks ago. Too much. Yeah. There's a lot, and you waste a lot of time on Clubhouse too, especially when I'm busy like closing deals. I'm busy like teaching my students and stuff. I could use it to gain more traction with like my projects and stuff like that, but I just it's like priorities right now, and it's just not a priority for me to focus on that at the moment. Bitcoin's at 60k G's. Yeah, guys, I was on Bitcoin like when it was at like 6k. That's when I bought most of my coins, actually, believe it or not. So I'm pretty happy. Yeah, I thought so too, since it was 1,000. I had many opportunities to go all in. Gonna stop being a little bitch. Dude, just dollar cost average it, man. Like if you're that concerned, like dollar cost average it. Don't worry about it too much. Don't go all in. Like crypto is still a relatively risky investment, y'all. Like we don't know the future of crypto, but as we're seeing, it might pay off really well. And so that's what you got to really analyze as you're going down these different these opportunities. Like what's the risk reward as well. Like that is really something that's really important to just consider when you're doing anything as well. So, yeah. Do you drive a car? What kind of car do you like to drive? I'm not a car guy. I do drive a car. I have my own car. I drive a Ford Fusion at the moment, hybrid. But like, honestly, I'm cool driving a Civic. I'm cool driving like a like I don't really need a Tesla or anything like that as well. Although a Tesla would be pretty cool because it's self-driving. But at the same time, like, you know what? Like, I'm okay with driving whatever. Cars don't motivate me. People, relationships do. Making impact motivates me. Buying new gear to optimize my time so I can help more people, that motivates me. Investing into coaching so I can help more people, that motivates me. Investing into personal training and stuff like that too, or a fitness coach or meal preps and stuff like that motivates me because I'll have more energy to help people as well. And I think like that's one of the things I've really been tapping into more recently is like every single day I get to help so many people, and I get the choice to show up whether I whether I choose to or not. It's tough sometimes just helping so many people because you need to give back to yourself. And so that's why I do things like hire a jiu-jitsu coach or get a massage, or sometimes just disconnect and go for a walk sometimes. That's why I haven't been super active on like social media, like on Instagram and stuff like that, because it feels like way too much work and all that. And that's why I'm probably going to hire a VA relatively soon to help me like manage all my projects as well. So there's that. I like hybrids because of gas mileage. Plus I drive a Prius. That's awesome, man. Hybrids are really cool. I really like Teslas though, like in terms of like like one of my good friends, she drives a Tesla. She just got it detailed. It's her bae. And, I rode in it. I was like, dude, this is so nice, dude. Like this Tesla life is pretty cool, especially the self-driving feature, which is really, really cool. Who knew that you could have a car that would self-drive itself and take care of itself too? But I heard those things, they depreciate hella quick as well, from what I heard. But typically, when you're buying a Tesla, you're buying it to keep it, I guess, right? But here's the thing, as a business owner, like I might consider like maybe leasing one because you can write that off as a tax deduction. You can't do that when you are buying a vehicle, from what I know. But I don't know. I'm not like a special tax like person as well. So just gotta charge some devices. Yeah. Cool. Back to here. Do you miss the pharmacy sometimes? Not really. Fun fact, guys, I went back to the pharmacy that I used to work at yesterday, just to see if I could see my old colleague at the pharmacy, and she wasn't there. But I was there, and I looked at the pharmacist, and brought back a lot of memories of like when I used to be there. I used to be behind that counter, and she just, I mean, like when you look at people behind the pharmacy counter, especially in community pharmacy, and I know like community pharmacy is not the only type of pharmacy and stuff like that, but I used to be a community pharmacist. When I used to see it, you just look at their eyes and they just seem so beat up, so dead, because they're getting harassed a lot of time too. There's just like so much going on in the pharmacy all the time, and it's just really, really exhausting. So no, I do not miss the pharmacy. I miss helping people sometimes, but really, for me, I just know at this point it's not a good use of my time to do pharmacy in terms of like amount of income I can make, in terms of amount of impact I can make on people. And I think that's the thing. Like sometimes when, I know I used to be like this too, but like when I was trying to escape pharmacy, right? That's the word I use. But when I was escaping pharmacy, I was just way too self-focused rather than being good at impacting people. And now that I have this really great skill of closing, I'm able to monetize it in so many different ways, and I'm able to truly impact people, because that's what closing is. It's like really being able to do a bit of consulting, bit of coaching and motivation. It's holding yourself accountable to be in your prime state. Even when shit does not feel good, you still find a way to put yourself in a positive frame of mind and stuff. So there's that. Do you think dental hygiene would be a good switch from pharmacy, judging from BLS or your opinions? I mean, like, are you already a pharmacist or are you a student? If you're a student, makes sense. You could probably do it. If you're a pharmacist, I mean, you could maybe justify it, but you're running into the PA dilemma as well. I mean, like, is it really what you want to do? There's so many different factors when like people ask like whether something is worth it. It's never an easy answer because there's so many factors. Like what happens if you have kids? What happens if you are this, you are that? Like there's so many different things. And ultimately it comes down to what do you really want at the end? What kind of lifestyle, what kind of career do you want? Do you want more chill lifestyle? Do you not? Like it really depends. So it's hard to give a blanket statement, Danny, as well. Speaking of pharmacy, I think Wilbur Lincoln Scottville was very cool. Awesome. I don't know who that is, but yeah. The pharmacy seems less staffed now in previous years. Maybe one manager, one farm. Now would be hell to have a terrible boss. Yeah, I can imagine that. There's a lot of bad bosses, and I have to say I was probably a bad boss at some, not all the time, but like sometimes like it gets very, very stressful being the boss and stuff, and it's not fun. But I mean, no one really teaches you how to lead a pharmacy, how to, like, at least for me, I can speak for myself. I don't think just going through a program or anything like that is how you become a good leader. It's through experience and through proper mentorship and through proper guidance as well. Right. And you really have to, in order to be a good boss, you have to really humble yourself and take a step back and put yourself in other people's shoes and ask people, like, what do you need? How can I help you to succeed? And I always ask that question now, like, what can I do? If I pay an invoice, like I always ask, like this, I learned this from Charles Poliquin as well, but it throws people off so much when you're like, you pay them and you ask them, hey, how else can I help you? Like as well, XYZ. That's a big game changer, and you'd be very surprised at people's answers as well. So there's that. All right. What other questions do you have as well? Yeah, about to finish first year at farm and deciding not to pursue it anymore. Hey, might be a good chance to just take a break, Danny, and just think about what you really want. I would, like I always say, just connect with some dental hygienists and stuff and see if they're happy with their career and see if that's a lifestyle. Like I like some of the questions I like to see is like day to day. What is their day to day actually like? And in the back of my head, can I see myself doing that? The second thing is how is work life balance? How many hours are you working a week at the moment? How, like, are you able to balance if they have a family? How are you, like, are you able to schedule in other things as well? How is the stress? Like, there's like a few, like the key to meeting people too is like checking what the initial expectation is and just verifying it through them. Like, hey, I've heard that dental hygienists have back problems in the future, right? Like, are you ever concerned about that, or is that really an issue for you, or do you know any people like going through that as well? You want to not ask them to, like, the most annoying thing that you can ask anyone is like, because I get a lot of questions too about like pharmacy, things like that, but one of the most annoying questions that you can ever get asked is like questions that you can easily Google up as well. It just sets a bad precedent. It doesn't set a good relationship. It shows that you're unresourceful, shows that you're kind of lazy, honestly, because that's, even though you might not be lazy, that's the vibe you're giving off, because if you can just Google something, why wouldn't you just do it, right? And so like with that being said, what I always like to do is ask experience-based questions, something that you can't Google, that only something they would know based off their experience. So that's why I focus a lot of my questions on experience-based questions as well. So there's that. Whew. It would be cool if you did a video while being on the phone with closing a deal with a client. I would, but here's the thing too. Like, you guys have to realize I'm dealing with like client information, and that's a problem too. Like, in terms of, I have NDAs and stuff like that too. So I have to be very careful about like what I put out there, what I don't. I'm sure I could like give snippets and stuff like that and blur out information, but when you're playing with client information, you have to be very sensitive toward it as well. So if it was my own offers, for sure, but like I haven't, like, yeah, and I have tons of sales calls like kind of like archived and saved for me to listen to as well, like over and over again. But honestly, like I have to, unfortunately, since I have NDAs and stuff, like I have to be very, very conscious about like what I can put out there and what I can't put out there as well. So yeah, but I agree, it would be really kind of cool because no one's ever done it. And yeah, since each offer is like can be very specific, like it's hard to, like, listening to a closing call, I guess, when you don't know what's really in it or anything like that, like it's very, very difficult too. But if it's for my own offers, I don't mind as long as I have permission from the other party too. So there's that. Cool. So 48 minutes in, I'm kind of curious, what other questions do y'all have as well? I'm actually, like, surprisingly, I'm actually getting a little bit more tired than I normally do during these streams. Maybe because I took some CBD right before this as well. I don't know if I'm like super chill or not, or if the creative juices are flowing through me right now. But yeah, have you ever heard of Sahil Sharma? He recommends positioning yourself as a sales agency versus high ticket closer. You could position yourself around sales agency, but honestly, like, it really depends. I mean, like, because here's the thing, like, if you are positioning yourself as an agency and you aren't an agency, people are just going to find out, and that's going to kill trust, right? But if you're going to position yourself as a high ticket closer, like, high ticket closer is really, I never say high ticket closer. I just say I'm a closer. I specialize in inbound sales, things like that. I don't ever say like I'm a high ticket closer, because that gives off the Dan Lok vibe, and people get very, very turned off by Dan Lok and stuff like that. And so that's what I do. It's just very short to the point, things like that. But I change my pitch on who I'm speaking to as well. Like, if someone's coming to me for a more of a consulting role, I talk about, like, I position myself as an inbound sales consultant, right? Like, I do that. And so depending on, it's really important who you're if I'm going for a sales role, then what I'm going to ask or what I'm going to tell them is like, hey, I am an inbound closer. I am I specialize in inbound sales, things like that. So it doesn't matter at the end of the day too. How's the vaccination situation in California? I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't think I think there's still like it hasn't been like broadly announced quite yet and stuff. I don't really know the whole vaccination thing in California. Should probably know because I am a pharmacist licensed in California, but I just renewed my license too pretty recently, so pretty cool. I gotta take my CEs and all that sort of stuff. I'll probably start working on those again for this quarter before everything expires. But yeah, man, like I have no idea how the vaccination situation in California is going right now as well. Woo! Wow, we got like about 10 more minutes, I guess. Probably end it on the dot at like 7 o'clock Pacific PST as well. So I think that's when I'm gonna end this, probably in about 6 minutes as well. But feel free to drop your questions. Yeah, but surprisingly, man, like I have a lot of fire videos coming up. I just need time to shoot it. And so I'm kind of curious, guys, as we're wrapping up the stream, what are some videos that you would love me to kind of shoot, talk about as well? What are some subjects? It sounds like from the ratings and from the analytics, you guys really like it when I talk about relationship stuff, my personal life. I'm more happy to share that sort of stuff as well. So still high risk for healthcare practitioners only. Yeah. Providers only. Yes, that is right. Thoughts on Kevin Samuels? I don't even know who Kevin Samuels is, honestly. I have no idea as well. But if he's like a inbound closer, there's so many inbound closer people out there, honestly. I have no idea. What are your favorite types of marketing? I really like, so in terms of marketing, it really depends what solution you're trying to provide. I don't personally, I'm not like a paid media guru, or I don't know that much about paid media. Like I know the concept, I know strategies and stuff like that, but I'm not a paid media guru. But I really like organic like types of marketing, like because I think like any strong paid media campaign, especially if you're in like consulting or coaching or any of this like info product space, I think creating a personal brand is like the first core focus that you need to focus on. Creating really great content where people can just find you. My friends programs and marketing programs and all that, almost like a huge amount of traffic just comes from YouTube, creating dope ass content that people really fuck with, that they really like. I think those are really, really my favorite types of marketing at the moment. So content marketing is really big for me. And then also referral, like if you can get referrals and stuff, this kind of like, I would say like affiliate marketing without like using paid media, like that's really, really great too. Like if you have people advocating for your products or services, that's even better. It's even better. Danny N says, have you thought about vaccinating people for extra money? Retail marketing is hiring a lot of temp positions. I thought about it, but it's not a good use of my time, honestly. I rather just focus on my new craft now of closing, getting better at that, getting better at just getting better at my skills and stuff like that as well. Would love morning routines. Cool, morning routines. I think I've talked about a few morning routines, but I can, I guess, talk about my morning routines as an inbound closer at the moment. So that'd be pretty cool, right? That's a great idea, Lemon. Anything else, guys, that you would want to see from me too? My morning routines are pretty basic. All I do is, in terms of morning routines, what I do is I wake up, I work on my gratitude journal, I text all my leads that day for my closes that day. I also, what do? I work on my gratitude journal. I get dressed for jiu-jitsu. I go to jiu-jitsu. And that's pretty much like what I do in terms of my morning routine. It's really very simple. I do my panda planner, although I've been really bad at planning, honestly, like just because I'm always trying to wind down and stuff. I feel like I'm doing way too many things at the moment. Something's got to go. And or at least like I got to scale up certain projects as well where it's requiring less of my energy and time. Energy is like the most important asset I have, honestly. Like I have to be very cognizant about how much energy I'm worrying about as well. Walmart is apparently looking for vaccinators in my area. I want to focus on career change though, not all that jumping back into pharmacy. That makes sense. Could you do a day in the life of a entrepreneur video? For sure I can. There's just so many different types of entrepreneurs, man, and I guess I could do a day in the life of like inbound closer. I could do a day in the life of as an Asian entrepreneur, things like that. I'm planning to launch my podcast relatively soon too, so that should be really, really sick. Relaunch my podcast because I kind of fell off the grid with that. I just like, it's just time, right? Allocating the right amount of time to these projects as well. I know I need to be spending more time on my personal brand, but I just don't have the time to like kind of edit and write things like I used to as well. My thought is that I can move out faster if I were to pursue dental hygiene school instead of farm school, because I have a lot less debt. Awesome. Don't do pharmacy unless you literally can't see yourself doing something else. The profession is pretty much on life support. Great advice, Hagao. That's right. I got back to Vegas in one piece. I think the next time I'm there, we could chop it up for sure, Alex. All right, guys. I am exhausted, y'all. But if you guys want, make sure to smash the like button. Would really appreciate it, y'all. But I'm going to do some minor errands, get ready for the day tomorrow, shoot some videos before I go to sleep tonight, and maybe cook up some late night evening dinners and stuff like that too. That's what I'm planning to do. And fun fact, this week is my birthday week, y'all. Like, I didn't even think about it. I'm turning 33 this week, and I think everything in my life is coming to a point where it's supposed to happen, even though my relationship life is taking a shit right now. I think all the other parts of my life, including finances, have been doing really, really well. I'm super happy with the business. I'm super happy, not happy with my jujitsu training. Honestly, I've been really trash for my jujitsu, but yeah, guys, like, I think things always have to things tend to get worse before they get better. And I think I'm starting to go through the rise right now, the glow up, I guess. Right. Bye. Have a good night. Thanks, Hagao. Take care, man. Turned 31 recently. Awesome, y'all. Well, guys, as a birthday gift, y'all, I hope you guys absolutely kill it this week. And I will talk to you guys later. Take care, mother people. Love y'all. Take care. Peace.